Alex, a freelance journalist known for digging into the gritty parts of society, had a knack for uncovering stories that others overlooked. My latest gig? Diving into the dark web. Armed with just my laptop and some cyber protection, I embarked on a nerve-wracking journey into the dark web's abyss. The atmosphere was thick with tension as I navigated through the labyrinth of hidden sites and encrypted channels. Each click felt like stepping into the unknown, tension mounting with every second. The screen's glow lit up the room, casting eerie shadows. As I searched deeper, each new site added to my unease, like walking through a minefield. At first, my searches turned up the usual sketchy marketplaces and conspiracy forums. But then, I stumbled upon a site that made my blood run cold, a digital arena where people tuned in to watch real-time violence and twisted acts. The first video I clicked on was called The Feast. I expected maybe a gross eating contest or something, but what I saw was way worse. It was like a horror movie come to life. Masked figures gathered around a table where a terrified person was bound. They started, well, feasting on them. The screams and sickening sounds filled the air, while online viewers cheered it on like it was some sick game. I couldn't tear my eyes away from the screen, even as my stomach churned with disgust and horror. The room was dimly lit, casting long, eerie shadows that danced across the walls. The figures wore grotesque masks, their features twisted into leering grins as they tore into their helpless victim. Blood pooled on the table, dripping onto the floor with sickening splatters. It even seemed like I could smell the metallic scent filling the air, making me sick with nausea. As the carnage unfolded before me, I felt a sense of unreality wash over me. It was like I'd stumbled into a nightmare, unable to wake up no matter how hard I tried. The screams echoed in my ears, a terror that seemed to seep into my very bones. And yet, despite the horror unfolding before me, I couldn't look away. It was like I was trapped, unable to tear myself from the gruesome show playing out on my screen. It soon became increasingly apparent that I wasn't just a curious bystander. Someone was meticulously tracking my every move, like a predator stalking its prey. The messages flooding my inbox grew more sinister with each passing day, detailing intimate details of my life that sent chills down my spine. They knew where I lived, where I grew up, even the names of my childhood friends, information I had never shared online. The threats became more explicit too. Mysterious packages began to arrive at my doorstep, each one photos of myself and family along with ominous symbols etched into strange wooden figures, and cryptic messages that hinted at unspeakable horrors to come. It was like someone was playing a sick game with my life, leaving me to decipher their twisted clues while they watched me from the shadows. I became completely paranoid, turning every shadow into a potential threat and every stranger into a potential enemy. I would catch glimpses of shadowy figures lurking in the corners of my vision, their faces obscured by darkness but their malevolent intent palpable in the air. Strange occurrences became commonplace. A flickering light, a sudden chill, a sense of being followed wherever I went. It was as if the darkness had taken on a life of its own, manifesting in the physical world to torment me at every turn. Even in my own home, I felt like I was being watched. Every creak of the floorboards, every rustle of the curtains sent shivers down my spine. I started second-guessing every action, every word, consumed by the fear that I was being monitored and manipulated by someone I didn't know. One of the most terrifying aspects of it all was the nightmares. Every night I would be plagued by vivid, visceral visions of horror. Nightmares so vivid that they felt like waking dreams. I would find myself trapped in a nightmarish hellscape, pursued by faceless horrors that wanted to do unspeakable things to me. The lines between dream and reality blurred, leaving me trapped in a perpetual state of terror from which there seemed to be no escape. Desperate for peace from the torment, I tried to isolate myself, retreating into the safety of my own mind in a futile attempt to outrun the darkness that pursued me. But even in the depths of solitude, I could feel its theer presence lurking everywhere, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. I became a prisoner held captive by the terror that had consumed me whole.